Recording?
That's most important.
Oh yeah. Here we go, baby. Here we go, baby. You know, I just realized is that now that we're streaming,
you can't play the hype song.
I can't play the hype
End the
song
stream.
'cause we're
End the stream. End the stream.
Oh,
End the stream.
sorry,
End the stream. End the stream.
I can
End the
I
stream.
can mute the stream. That's what I could do actually.
I'll do that then because it's bad luck if we don't do it.
We have to do the hype song, and then the stream will just hear nothing and see us hyping.
Hyping.
Oh wait, there is a history thing? Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm for greatness.
Why is James Taylor up here? Oh. All right. Alrighty then. Okay, I'm gonna
Blood 2.
I'm gonna meet the stream and we're gonna vibe.
New Blood 2, aka the death of my soccer.
And now the stream can hear us.
Woo! I can hear myself. It's gone.
There we go.
Maybe.
Yeah, there we go.
You try to take me down, knock you out. Some lights
It's
out.
That song's just so good, man. That song is
I'm checking sound. All right, I can hear myself twice. Nice.
There we go. I like how on the thing you're like, oh, I can hear myself. Perfect.
Yeah.
I was born for greatness.
Wait a minute. No, I think I'm good. Wait, let me double check again.
What?
I have to retweet it anyways. No, just let it happen.
All right. This way, I'm gonna start the show.
We're good.
All right, here we go.
I was born ready.
I
was born for greatness.
There we go. On that note, 3, 2, retweeted by Scotty notification. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio, the only show that, due to copyright reasons, can't play their hype song live on a stream, so they mute the stream so they can get hype no matter what, because we were, quote-unquote, born for greatness. Speaking of born for greatness, we have, as always, joined by Scotty Edwards. Scotty, how are you doing?
I'm doing just dandy. I have to work today, so that's great. But I'm working from home, so it's okay.
I appreciate that. I forgot to ask.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me think out loud here. It's been a long, busy week. for us wrestling fans. Last night, I have some thoughts about Rebellion, which we'll be discussing. I think that's the only show that we're actually discussing.
Yep.
Like that's happened.
Yeah.
That's happened. I don't know if everyone knows. I'm pretty hyped about this, big pay-per-view that was announced this week. We'll get to that. And yeah, it's an exciting time as a wrestling fan, unless you're an AEW hater, then it's probably a very tough time for you. And I couldn't feel less bad.
Yeah, it's a real tough time if you're one of the New Japan male fan base, or I guess female fan base, because then you got people coming out after you for no freaking reason other than sexism. I'll say it. I don't care. Sexism.
Yeah,
Mr.
Cheeseboard. Podcast we are.
We're not a sexist podcast. Hold on, that makes it sound like. Hold on.
No. The type of podcast we are, as in we'll call out the bullshit.
Perfect.
We're not.
It's like we need to clarify that. What a great start to any show.
Oh god.
How do we get out of this? Well, I'm glad you're doing okay, Scotty. I'm doing pretty dang fine. Last week
today's day 4 of 6 straight days of working. So
really, well, most people have 5 straight days of working, so I guess that's not too impressive.
I barely ever work 5 straight days, let alone 6. So we get there. We get there. We make it. We live. We survive.
Yeah.
Wrestling, has helped. I mean, I wish I didn't stay up as late as I did last night to watch Impact, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm prepared.
Yeah, Impact is not necessarily a show that you want to stay up for, but
no, but yet it's almost always the one I do for this show.
And I appreciate it. We'll definitely be talking about Impact Rebellion, which was the show that took place last night. We're going to talk about New Japan Dontaku. Wrestling Dontaku is happening next Sunday. Cinderella Tournament Finals and Stardom will also be happening on Friday. I believe this is the date. There's also a Triple Mania show. The first of 3. Monterey. First of 3 of them happening this year. With a very interesting card, I'll be honest. And of course, we're gonna start off our show with some Forbidden Door talk. We talked about the possibility of it happening last week, and we got it confirmed last Wednesday on AEW Dynamite that a AEW New Japan Super Show titled Forbidden Door will be taking place in the United Center in Chicago. That city, the city that gets no wrestling shows, on June 26th. So you got June 26th, a great birthday for yours truly.
The United Center, to be exact.
In the United Center, yes. The press release.
That's important.
Press release says that moments ago on Dynamite, it was announced that AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling will present their first ever joint pay-per-view special this summer. I do like the phrase there, their first ever, hopefully not their last. Special this summer, AEW X New Japan Forbidden Door. Album will be coming later. Will take place live on Sunday, June 26th at the United Center in Chicago. Same place, United Center, where CM Punk debuted. This summer, fans of AEW New Japan can expect the unexpected during this extraordinary, first-of-its-kind pay-per-view between our 2 incredible companies. Obari, the president of New Japan, said, as we've done for more than 50 years now, the power of pro wrestling can energize people by fulfilling their dreams. Now, it's quite an important mission for us, the pro wrestling industry as a whole. We are not only opening this door, we will show you New Japan's genuine strong style beyond the Forbidden Door. So I am very excited about this show. Scotty, now that it is official, talk to me. How do you feel about Forbidden Door?
I mean, it's exciting. Anyone that's not excited about it, 1, I feel bad for. 2, it's exciting for a number of reasons, I guess, because when AEW came to life, there were the problems with New Japan, and they were never going to work together, and politics got in the way. And the original goal had been, as AEW is starting, the elite especially would try to still be on New Japan shows, and obviously that didn't happen. I mean, Kenny Omega hasn't touched New Japan, for example, since 2019's Wrestle Kingdom. And it's exciting because now the opportunity is once again there for these things to happen. I feel, some people could say, well, the Forbidden Door thing's been going on for a while. Kenta showed up and it's been slowly going on since then. But no. This is different. This is now, they are the relationship that Ring of Honor had. We could see a AEW World Championship defense at Wrestle Kingdom someday. We could see that. We could see a lot of new things. And just this show kind of guarantees you that hopefully this is going to be a long-standing relationship, and that exciting times are on the way. We have this pay-per-view coming. That's great. But this pay-per-view also leads to a certain G1 climax, which is another, aspect of it all that I think a lot of people have been waiting on. And it's just exciting. June 26th is going to be a night where Ryan celebrates his birthday, but also a lot of people are going to witness a really, really cool show that could be not only the show of the year, but one of the best shows of all time, depending how the card shapes out. We kind of, we touched on it last week that, there's different ways you can go with this card. And we will definitely see, but I think you and me have our hopes and expectations for June 26th and what comes of this show.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think this is a ginormous show, huge business for both New Japan and AEW. New Japan, since Madison Square Garden, has been needing to find a way to get back into it. Ring of Honor was obviously not the route there. And also the pandemic took place, so they've been struggling there. They've been doing great work on Strong on the West Coast, and then we're going to slowly move to the Midwest and also the East Coast of Capital Collision. So they're doing good work of aggressively going after it, which is something that that people forget, is that like Obari, before he became the president of New Japan, he was the guy heading up the Western expansion of New Japan. So this is something that is obviously important to him. And this is, if there was ever going to be somebody that said, yes, we would like to work with AEW after Harold Meiji, whatever. So who cares? He's not there anymore. After him, then it was going to be Obari. And this is the perfect opportunity. They need to get that foothold. It's perfect for them. AEW, you're expanding into an international audience. You're expanding into an audience that, a lot of New Japan fans that you sort of alluded to kind of felt, a little betrayed a little bit by the the elite and all that jazz, which, in hindsight, maybe is a little foolish.
I think they only felt betrayed by Kenny Omega.
Yeah, which I understand. I just think it's a little foolish because now, guess what? You can get Kenny Omega, you can have them all back, and you can do all these things. He did the territory. I don't know how he could do more stuff, but it's like, come on, man, let's go back here. I'll bring over a bunch more guys. Why not?
I thought a little bit about this part that I find interesting is that, AEW works with a lot of people. They work with DDT. They work with TJPW. So that's Cyber Fight. That's competition for New Japan. But New Japan works with Impact. So it's kind of like the same thing, right? It's kind of like the same thing in the sense that they both have different partnerships in those countries, but ultimately the partnership that matters most to both of them are each other, which is what matters most. And I think that's what they understand. Because I was thinking about that the other day. I was like,
you didn't mention the big one real quick, which was AEW partnering with AAA and New Japan partnering with CMLL.
Well,
that's a huge one.
The CMLL partnership is like, non-existent at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know who really cares to partner with CMLL anymore because they don't have anyone. But anyways,
Yes.
It's good for pro wrestling that all these companies are one working together but willing to let other companies work with other people and not make that a stopping point of these things happening, because we've seen that in the past. We've seen companies not work together with another because of who they work with the AAA CMLL being a good point, just obvious. And I do think it helps that Ring of Honor was straight up purchased. I
Yeah.
mean, I think the writing was on the wall for a while there,
Yeah.
but that was one of the main struggles, is that AEW didn't want to, not AEW, New Japan didn't want to kind of like betray Ring of Honor. Does that mean they didn't want to use AEW's talent? No, it's just that's the way New Japan works. Is they're very loyal. So
Yeah.
now that we're here, we don't have to worry about this anymore. I think this is the start of a long, healthy relationship between two of the three biggest companies in the world, pro wrestling wise, right? And it's funny. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, New Japan's probably already the number 3 company in the United States overall, because Strong gets more numbers attendance wise than say an Impact, or they definitely get more than MLW. GCW, I mean, that's probably the only one that's in conversation. But I don't know. I think Strong, and every time they have pay-per-views, they sell out now. So something tells me Strong is really that number 3, which is probably what their goal was get to that number 3 spot. And it helps that you have a Jay White on every show. It helps that you have those talents. And again, AEW is letting you borrow their signed talent. That's one thing you notice a lot with this relationship. AEW is very giving in this one. They're not very giving any of their other relationships. They're not. They are not. Let's be honest here. They aren't giving. We watched Jonathan Gresham get pulled from Rebellion, even though he wrestled 2 nights before. He's fine. And they were giving with Impact. I mean, Kenny Omega was their world champion for, however long. But they're very giving with New Japan, and really have been for a while now. And that's probably also because the wrestlers want to be in New Japan. Like, we can't overlook that part either. But I do think that matters. I think that does matter, that there is a give and take. I mean, Tony Khan doesn't give away big matches, yet AEW, New Japan has already announced Tomohiro Ishii versus Eddie Kingston for their DC show. And John Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi's on the way. So, if anyone's worried about Forbidden Door not having big matches, don't be that worried. They're giving away big matches as we speak. On only the New Japan show. It's not like AEW is going to hold them back.
If anything, AEW, knowing Tony Khan and knowing the history of these kind of super show things, he's going to want big singles matches. He's going to be like, we should do this.
They'll have an all-star tag, I'm sure. But you're going to have a big singles main event, I think. I think you're going to have, maybe you don't have the IWGP World title and AEW World title defended on the same show, because that just leads to, nightmares in terms of trying to pick who's the main event and whatnot. But maybe you don't even have a world title match. Maybe you have AEW World Champion at the time versus IWGP World Champion at the time. Who wins? Yeah, you can book that yourself. I don't need to think about that. I just want to see it. I don't care who wins, right? That's going to be the beauty of this show. And hopefully, for me, long term, this is the kickoff of, kind of stories between the two promotions as well.
Yeah, totally. I think that we'll definitely be able to see some of those singles matches. The rumor match going around right now is the headliner being Punk versus Okada, and that one's very interesting because it's like, well, you have Double or Nothing before this Forbidden Door show, so that could be Punk could be world champion could not be world
Right.
champion. That's very intriguing because everyone dead center thought that it would be Punk would be winning the title there. So that's very interesting. That makes that Double or Nothing more interesting to watch. And if you're New Japan fans, you're like, I have to watch Double or Nothing because I could be seeing a world champion versus world champion match. On the same breath for Okada, he has to defend the title against Naito at Dontaku. He has to defend the title at Dominion, and then he's gonna have this show. So he's and maybe Windy City Riot, or not Windy City Riot, Capital Collision. I don't know what's happening there. He's gonna be there.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But whatever happens there, you're gonna have these ideas of that's a very interesting matchup. We could have champion versus champion, champion versus challenger, just a straight up special singles.
That's fine.
You could have.
I don't need title matches.
I think we will get a couple of title matches.
Yeah, I do too.
I could see them running back like Ospreay Mox for the U.S. title, if they really wanted to.
That's a good one to do.
I could see just if Hangman retains, I could see him defending the title. I know you talked about like you don't necessarily see him doing them at all, but I could see that just because, I could see AEW wanting to have like another notch in Hangman Adam Page's belt of defeating like Danielson, Omega, at that point Punk, having that another notch, and like, hey, now let's add like another person like Tanahashi or something.
I think if both titles were to be defended, I think Khan would know to have, unless CM Punk's champion, I think Khan would know to have Okada main event.
Oh, 100%.
And this is,
Okada's a way bigger star than.
What's funny about this show? What's funny about this show is this is kind of something we've talked about like briefly for months now. Like not the super show, but certain aspects of what's about to happen here. We talk about who's the biggest name that could appear on an AEW show right now in the entire wrestling universe. We picked Okada.
Easy.
Now, Okada's going to be in the United States when Double or Nothing is happening. Just saying. We were talking about that weeks ago before this was even an idea.
Which Double or Nothing was a month before the show.
Sure feels like it's very possible that some sort of big crew for New Japan, kind of superstars, their top guys, someone's probably going to show up. That's 2 weeks before Dominion, so there's no worries there. There's so many fun and exciting aspects to this. And we're not even talking about matches yet. We're just talking about appearances by New Japan guys on shows. They might send an AEW guy to Dominion to, start something up there or further whatever the main event might be. That's just the exciting part of this. We're going to see a lot of what we've been wanting to see for a couple years now. It's all coming to ahead, and I mean, now we have CM Punk in the equation. It wouldn't have been as good if it started at the beginning. It wouldn't have been.
Well,
AEW's roster wasn't the same.
No, but when you say go to the beginning, what I thought of is like the Madison Square Garden show where the Elite was going to,
that
originally
would have been better,
right? Is like, would it have been better? You would have had the Elite there. You would have had Cody. You would have had I don't know about Cody. Jackson's. You would have had Kenny Omega. You would have had Paige. But then you also had the rest of Ring of Honor. Here, you get I don't know about Omega, definitely not Cody. You get those in there. You get then a huge, way better roster than Ring of Honor has had. You get Samoa Joe. You get Danielson. You get Punk. The show has just gotten way better. It took 4 years to get here, but it's way better than that MSG show immediately.
Well, but my point wasn't the MSG show. This is a way better show than if AEW and New Japan did this at the end of AEW's first year. Because AEW's roster, we have to be honest, everybody, it wasn't that good. I look back.
It's pretty good.
I look back at their first couple shows, very, very top-heavy promotion, roster-wise. It was the Elite and Chris Jericho. That's pretty much what it was. That was the marketing behind it, and then they have just become this incredible roster with former, WWE guys that were treated wrong, and
They've leveled up all of their indie stars to
yeah,
become not
yeah.
not all of them, but a good portion of
I mean,
them to become
MJF.
stars.
I care about seeing MJF far more.
Yep.
They have, again, like you said, they have the Ring of Honor legends, the pro wrestling legends. They're not Ring of Honor legends, they're pro wrestling legends. There's just so many different ways to look here. I could see a Ring of Honor world title match happen on the show if they wanted to. Like, there is so many exciting, just it's all so exciting. Anyone that's not excited for this, I do feel bad for. I do.
I never thought about, when everyone's like pitching their like dream matches for the show, I never thought about an MJF match.
Well, he says he's not going to do it, so that's his current thing.
But I'm trying to think of but let's that's all kayfabe.
Didn't Great Khan call him out?
Ooh,
is that what I saw?
They did tease that slightly,
which is very funny. That Great Khan's like, I want MJF's ass. Get his ass over here. I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna Mongolian chop the shit out of him.
Just the sound. What are some of the matches that you were most interested in? Obviously, Punk Okada is probably gonna happen.
Yeah, it sure sounds like Punk Okada's the main event. That's the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I think a lot of us are getting, which is that's your
pretty good
in Chicago.
Oh yeah, all the more reason for that to be the main event.
Yeah, that's
if this show was
if
this show was in Seattle, then maybe we'll have Okada Danielson.
That's that's a good one. That's a spicy meatball. I will be very sad. I'll be very sad if Kenny Omega can't be on this show. I will be very sad.
I think because we'll at least get an appearance. I think.
Yeah,
I would have to imagine.
There's a chance somehow after all this, him and Kota Ibushi both missed this show. You know how sick and twisted that is?
Sick, twisted the world is for
like these two are pretty much half the reason this is the thing, like in people's brains, and they might not even be on the show. There's probably a good chance Kenny Omega does not wrestle on this show, based off of the very few reports we've got.
Yeah,
Ibushi sounds more possible than not. Who the hell knows?
Yeah,
this dude barely can lift his arms. I would
love to see an Adam Page versus Tanahashi match. For
a good one.
I think that's a match that Tanahashi would lose in. That he would be okay conceding loss. Politically,
he's okay conceding loss to everybody, man.
That's true. He and also it's like he is at U.S. title level. He's not world champion, so it's not Tanahashi of old.
In their brain, not in our brain.
Yeah,
in our brain, he's always world title.
Which makes Adam Page beating him. Plus, they have history together. Tanahashi was the guy that was like, I want to get Adam Page out of Bullet Club because I think he is underutilized and better than he is.
Yeah.
He is. He became that. He got out of Bullet Club. Tanahashi was right. And now he can wrestle him, and I think that would be fun.
You know what match people aren't thinking about?
What's that?
The match that Bryan Danielson wants more than any. That's against Will Ospreay. I feel like a lot of people aren't thinking about it. And if they were to give Tanahashi that title back, makes you think, makes you think that's very possible. I don't think we get all these matches. I mean, that goes without saying.
We'll get a couple tags.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't mind tags because tags can be great. We saw it on the Noah show, and listen, AEW's roster is better than Noah's.
Can I pitch you a tag? A tag, sure. Not only a tag, but a tag that could potentially do that cross, Dominion run in, all that stuff. Let's do 6-man tag.
Okay.
LIJ versus BCC.
Are we talking Naito, Shingo, and Hiromu? Is this the LIJ? Okay.
Naito, Shingo, Hiromu versus Moxley, Danielson, and Yuta.
That would be a good all-star tag to have.
That's a pretty, and then you get the Dragon versus the American Dragon. Pretty good. And then Tatsubi Fujinami runs in.
I mean that's a great all-star tag to have, and it also saves the many Danielson matches that he probably wants in Japan.
It leaves open a Danielson G1 climax.
Yeah, which I think is that's going to be the announcement everyone's just like on the edge of their seat for, because that's what matters most to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think Eddie Kingston should get another big match. I think him versus...
He's a tough one. He's a tough
Minoru
one.
Suzuki, maybe? That seems like a match he'd enjoy.
Well, hasn't he already done that?
No.
I feel like... Why do I feel like he has done? I swear he has.
I
swear he's done it recently. I'm gonna look it up.
The problem is there's not a... I could see FTR challenge for the tag titles.
What is Jericho doing?
I don't fucking care.
Jericho Appreciation Society 10-man tag.
Hopefully fucking missing this show.
No, he's 100% gonna be on this show.
They can do him versus or Jericho Society against...
That's an easy 10-man tag right there.
I don't know, probably a bunch of fucking guys.
What about Jericho Society versus Minoru, Lance, Suzuki-gun.
Yeah, I think that would work.
Zack Sabre Jr. Ooh, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi. And then
that could work.
You get Daniel Garcia, Zack Sabre Jr. in there.
Yeah, that could work.
He's only faced Eddie Kingston has only faced Minoru Suzuki in tag matches.
I've just decided I want FTR versus Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb.
Oh man, that'd be good.
I very much want that.
That'd be very
unless
good.
Unless they feel like giving the titles back to Techers, which would also be very good. Like there's I think FTR deserves a big match. What the okay, so now we have to figure out this already teased Bullet Club Undisputed Elite nonsense.
Yeah.
That's important because that is already the first angle being teased.
That is true. You got Jay White, Adam Cole aligned.
Buddy
aligned up again, of course, with with Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay, so I have a few thoughts on this. Could be Bullet Club versus Undisputed Elite. That's definitely a possibility. Could be Adam Cole versus Jay White. I think that's a possibility. Not a lot of people are talking about. I think that could be where we're going. There's plenty of time to make that switch too. But
if you did Elite versus Bullet Club, who's on the Elite side? You get Young Bucks, sure.
Well, Undisputed Elite. So you have the two dragons and the Red Dragons, sorry. And then you have
Jay White,
Adam Cole, and then on the other side you'd have Jay White versus Jay White. Probably not Gallows and Anderson, thank God.
Well, maybe they are.
Well, by then their contracts might be up too.
Yeah, it would actually probably be them.
Yeah, great, awesome. Chris Bay, maybe.
It's not as
and then
sexy
toss
as
another guy in there. No, it's not, but it's very much like the possibility.
I think that makes sense.
House of Torture. Where do we put House of Torture
Where do we
on this
put
show?
House of Torture? In the Rambo, of course.
I don't think there's going to be a Rambo. It's going to be a casino if there's anything.
It's going to be a casino. Chicago, known for their gambling.
No, there won't be a Rambo. They see Evil as one of their big... I mean, he's a big star in New Japan because they sell shit ton of merch.
Well, we'll just do a hot 10-man.
You know what they did really well, though, is that they did the Noah and the New Japan show did the House of Torture stuff really well when Shiozaki and Kitamiya beat them.
Oh, yeah. I really like that.
Just do that again.
Yeah.
Just do something like that again.
It works.
Swerve and Keith Lee.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'd have Swerve and Keith Lee higher on the card, but I'm being a realist here. Like, that could work.
What about this? What about this sexy tag match? This sexy 10-man tag match that everyone and their mothers would be excited about. Ready? Ready? Strap in, folks. Get the seatbelt on. Clicked in. Here we go. Hot versus Jericho Appreciation Society.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Here we go. We got Evil. We got Show. We got Dick Togo. We got two other guys.
Evil squashes the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Jericho Appreciation Society. So you got that Jericho Evil, which, has got a little bit of history.
Yeah, sure does.
Is that as sexy as Suzuki-gun?
No, I think that's not
definitely,
nearly as...
It's definitely hotter, though. It's definitely hotter.
Sure.
You cannot deny that. You cannot deny that's hot.
I have negative excitement for anything Jericho Appreciation Society, so I just want Swerve and Keith Lee on this show.
I think there's a lot of interesting things about that, and I think overall this Forbidden Door Super Show has... I mean, it's in June, late June.
Yeah.
It's April right now. We're 2 months away. We got Double or Nothing.
It's very close, though, all things considered. It's
but we got Dontaku.
A month from this weekend.
We got Dominion. We got Best of the Super Juniors. New Japan's got a lot of shit to get through to get to this show. AEW has Double or Nothing, and Owen, I guess, whatever that's going to be.
When is Fighter Fest?
Fighter Fest.
When is that usually? What time of year?
I want to say it's June, but I don't recall if it's late June or early June. I believe it's late June.
It's probably June.
If you type in Fighter Fest in the cage match, you get nothing, actually. Let's see. AEW Fighter Fest. It has been held in... the first one was held June 29th. All the other ones have been held in July. First, second, third week of July.
So never mind.
So
okay.
July, it would be after this show.
Okay. So take it back.
Take it back now, y'all.
One hop this time.
But I'm very intrigued about it. I think.
Yeah. How many matches do you think are on the show?
You'll get your classic 6, 7, 8.
How many women's match? No way, dude. AEW pay-per-views are at least 12 matches long.
Yeah, we'll probably get a pre-show.
Okay. Now here's the question.
Yep.
Do we get a women's match on this show, or do they just completely not involve them?
Well, if you're going by Mr. Cheese Platter, then you're going to assume that there's going to be no women whatsoever, and that the women's bathrooms will be turned into men's bathrooms. And all that jazz. That guy's a freaking idiot. I think there's definitely gonna be women's matches.
There'll be a women's title match.
I think we're definitely gonna get an AEW women's title match. I think we'll get a TBS title match. As much as I would like to see Stardom wrestlers on there, it's still, here's the thing that it is. Stardom is not on the table, as it's said by Meltzer. Stardom has a pay-per-view the same day. So, we're not expecting anyone. You could still send over one person over. You could still send Saya Ida over to face Thunder Rosa. And that's not going to hurt your pay-per-view numbers. But it would be an interesting thing for this card. So, there's still something you could do. But I don't necessarily expect it, I guess.
I got some thoughts. I wrote a whole article out about this. Still hasn't released, but that is not my problem.
Well, then we'll get this inside scoop here on Ring Post Radio.
Yeah. I think the way I look at it, is because this was a big topic on Joshi Twitter the day after. This was a very big topic. It was those that were for and many that were against. And I think the best way to look at it is Stardom is going to do what is best for Stardom. That's all they do. They never do things that hurt them anymore. right? They're not bringing in the greenest of green talent to fill out their undercard. And there's reasons for that, obviously. But if they want to send Julia over for a big show, one, she's going to make a lot of fans by the end of that show because she's Julia. Takes an entrance and her one match to do that.
And you mean Julia Hart, right?
Get out of here. No, I never mean Julia Hart. Forgot she existed until you brought her up. The thing, and if they want to do it, they can. They're not focused on United States expansion. That's not what they're focused on right now. They're focused on
which they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be.
No, it's not. They're focused on expanding through the rest of Japan, which is succeeding. They're selling, they sold out Kobe, which is Dragon Gate territory, Saturday. So that's a good start. Like, they're doing the things that they need to do before even thinking about the United States. However, it's not a bad thing to send over one wrestler for one match if that's what you want to do.
To miss one show.
Right. There's a very good chance Mayu Iwatani is winning the SWA championship. If you want to go send her over and defend that on part of this show, who's going to say no? She's probably going to win. She's not going to lose the SWA title to an AEW wrestler. And she could get a really good match out of whatever wrestler she were to face. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it now. Is instantly as a starting thing, like, I don't know, because if you remember the Makito stuff, she got over. She got big fandom whatsoever, but there's the gross fans out there that were very rude, and that's like the cornet aspect, which you never want wrestlers that you enjoy to have to deal with such stuff like that. But if they want it, they probably can, they probably can have it. But I think it's okay either way, because Stardom's doing what they're doing. They have a pay-per-view that day, which everyone knows. So it's fine.
I'm in the camp where if a Stardom wrestler shows up on the show, I don't think we're getting a Stardom match. But if a Stardom wrestler shows up on the show, that is a very much pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it. I don't think... I understand why people were expecting it, but also it's like, just because they're owned by the same company doesn't mean that they're going to bring Stardom people over.
Right. I would expect a TJPW wrestler instead of a Stardom wrestler.
Well, that would be very interesting. Like, imagine if we saw like a TJPW wrestler on this show. Yeah. Imagine if we saw Takeshita on this show. That would be very funny. It'd be odd.
I think Takeshita has a chance to be on the show. I think he could be part of an all-star tag.
Ooh. Maybe he's the on the elite side with the Young Bucks.
No, that'd be pretty good. That'd be very entertaining.
That would be fun.
He makes his AEW return officially on Dark this week. Dark Elevation.
Yes.
Also Minoru Suzuki.
Again, Suzuki versus QT Marshall and Takeshita versus Cutler. Get ready. Strap in, folks.
I'm sure Cutler did real well in that match. I'm sure he had a lot of offense.
He's a great flunky. He's one of the top 10 flunkies.
I'm interested to see where that goes, but that's Forbidden Doors exciting, huh?
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. When I saw the announcement, I constantly pitched the date and everything to my girlfriend, or now fiance, because it is my birthday, and so I was like, hey, this man, what a great date that is, huh? Isn't it? Oh yeah. So we might be putting some money aside just in case.
I'm thinking about going.
I may or may not have put a Google Calendar notification for the day
on May 6th.
May 6th, the day the tickets go on sale.
I'm gonna look. I'm very tempted.
Yeah, we should go, and then we can do a live Ring Post Radio.
That'd be sweet
during the event.
That'd be hilarious. I really want to go. I've always wanted to go to Chicago, but I want to start going to these big shows.
Me too.
when I say big shows, I mean mostly AEW shows. But this is probably going to be a time I'll just send myself to WrestleMania when the tickets are 2-for-1 for like $10,
Yeah.
which happens now. But that's the new thing I want to do is go to big shows, and I think as a Ring Post Radio, it would probably be good if we started doing that. Just saying, I'm sure AEW will be back there, the 2 months later or whatever, 3, 4.
They'll be back there for
out.
Fyter Fest.
Yeah, no shit. So there's always, other chances, but this is a big show. I mean, it does sound like this is the first of many, so it's not like, hey, if you go, you miss the one super show these two companies will ever do.
Yeah.
But it is the first, so that's exciting.
Yes. I think this is huge. This is ginormous.
I could see the second one being better than the first one, though. Like, that's kind of like, they have a card set already that they've come to agreement on. And I think if CM Punk is facing Kazuchika Okada, how do you do that title match?
If it is Punk challenging Okada for the IWGP title and Punk's not champion or anything, Punk's losing. I think Punk gets. But
pinned. How do you have him? I guess he's CM Punk, so he can lose and just be like, yeah, I'll fight Okada.
Punk has already lost in this company to MJF. So it's not, Well, no, that he did lose. He did lose that match. He did little shenanigans, but he did lose. But so him losing to literally the best in the world currently, Okada, that's I think Punk will be.
No, he could definitely lose to Okada. It was the Hangman part.
Oh yeah. Oh well, yeah. If whether or not Punk wins at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, it's like, do you have him lose and then just be like, yeah, I'll fight for the IWGP World Title?
I could.
It's a month apart.
I could see.
I could too. It's
totally
just like it's funny to think about.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued by all of this. Every New Japan and AEW show is now like big show is like a now must watch between now and June 26th.
It's kind of a must watch anyways.
Oh, 100%. It's such a much watch that you and I are considering going live.
Yeah.
And
dude, I wish I was going to this week's Dynamite just for Cash versus Dax.
God, what a match that is. Can we talk about that real quick? What a match that
That's
like
really,
I read somewhere that FTR had been pitching that match for a while, and Tony Khan's like, I don't know, let me think about it. And then he came back to it, was like, guys, let's do it. We got the match ready. I got you. I made it make sense. Oh God, I can't.
They did make it make sense very well. And did you see the teaser for that video?
I have not.
Oh, there's a video of like them talking about the match and why it matters so much to them. And it's really good. It's going to be part of the Road 2 this week, which I can't wait for. They do those so well. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm very excited for that match. I'm more excited for that match than I'm excited for Kazuchika Okada versus Tetsuya Naito.
Well, I mean, let's talk about it. Let's talk about New Japan Wrestling Dontaku happening.
Oh, we're gonna end with the highest of highs, I guess, with Rebellion at the end of the show.
Well, yeah, we'll see how we get to. Wrestling Dontaku happening next Sunday, May 1st. Obviously be happening before Ring Post Radio goes live. So whether or not we watch it live, I guess we'll figure that out on the
I'll try to see the main event or a match. I'll try to see a match.
Yes,
maybe we'll start at
10.
10.
Yeah. Well, it's to get a match or two in there.
The last two.
Well, let's talk about it. First match, obviously, 30-minute time limit. Tatsumi Fujinami, Shingo Takagi, and Hiromu Takahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr., Taichi, and Taka Michinoku. Tatsumi Fujinami, LIJ confirmed?
No. Shout out Taka. Congrats on getting the pin. Fall. As in you lost. There's clear reason for there. I'm actually looking forward to this. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that's a fun little opener. I think it's very
Shingo
fun.
also is challenging for the stupid cup tomorrow, by the way.
The trophy?
Yeah, whatever it's called.
the King of Pro Wrestling title. Yes. Did we figure out the results of that? Did they figure out the results of what that match is going to be?
Don't give a shit.
There we go. Let's see. Can I see it? Can I see
They're
it?
both absurd.
Oh wait, this is why I can't. Oh God, I can't.
It's okay. It's not. No, it's fine. Right.
I found it. But
all right. Well, one.
It doesn't say.
Vote on it.
Oh, there's also a 6-man tag never open weight match.
Yeah, Tanahashi's teaming with God for tag titles
for the 6-man tag. Anyways, that's not important.
What a world!
Second match, special singles match: Tangaloa versus Yujiro Takahashi. All right. I think Tangaloa's gotten a little bit better. I think.
Nah, he's bad. He's bad. I expect Yujiro to carry him to a...
Yujiro to carry him?
Tangaloa is terrible.
Compared to Yujiro?
I rather Yujiro than Tangaloa. I expect a nice 2-star match.
That's the ceiling you're giving them?
I'm not going to watch it, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Fair enough. Third match on the card, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match. This is, of course, your 69th champion, 6 or 9, Rusuke Taguchi and Master Wato. Their second defense against Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Doki. I really want Doki to be a champion. That's all I want more in the world.
Well, you might get it. Probably not, but you might.
Probably not. I think this has potential to be a pretty good match. I think Doki is always underrated. I think always people look at his name and think he's ridiculous, but he's actually pretty good. Kanemaru, pretty good tag champion, pretty good tag team player.
Pretty
Master
good
Wato,
wrestler.
Taguchi's obviously also in the same boat as Kanemaru, and Wato is Wato. He's gotten better, still not great in my opinion, but he's gotten better.
If he was great, then he would probably have been IWGP Junior Champion by now.
Good point. So I think this would be a nice little junior heavyweight tag. I probably not. It probably 6 or 9 will probably win, but be fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be. And still,
gonna be tweeting out a hashtag picture, #and still, and there's a whole graphic behind them.
No, I don't think New Japan cares too much about that.
Fair enough. IWGP Tag Team Championship. It's a 3-way
this
here.
This match is ass.
What is the line? What's the line, Scotty? It's a box.
2 packs of ass?
I was going to say a box of ass. I killed him. I killed him with that. A box. Hey, I got a couple boxes of ass over here.
A couple boxes of ass. How many boxes of ass would you like?
Oh, I've been moving boxes of ass all day at the factory.
Tony D'Angelo just took over the podcast.
Boxes of ass. This would be a triple threat here. We got your 93rd champions, Jeff Cobb and Great Khan of the United Empire, defending their titles against the team of Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. And
I wish the match stopped there.
Great point. And the team of Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens.
That's so bad.
Bum, bum, ba-da,
if the champions don't retain them, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, champions are 100% retaining on this. I don't know why Bad Luck Fale. Jesus Christ.
That's my Mongolian chop.
It sounded like Julia Child. Does that a reference anyone gets? Probably not. It's Julia Child, Miss Piggy are very similar. Can Greeno Khan just do that? Hoy! He just does Miss Piggy. Hoy! Hoy!
I just choked myself with this fucking wire. All right, continue.
Never open weight championship match. Tama Tonga challenging Evil for the Never Open Championship match.
Guys, this is actually Ryan's Boy Howdy match of the week.
This isn't my Boy Howdy match of the week, but I am in the boat that this match was pretty good in the New Japan Cup. I actually
gave it like 7 stars.
I didn't give it 5 or 7 stars. I don't even remember what I gave. I gave it 4 at least. I thought it was great. I thought it was
That
fantastic.
tells you all you need to know, folks.
I don't think this is going to be as great because that match was more special because it was Tama Tonga's like real turning moment. I think we're going to get Evil winning here. I think I don't know. We could get Tama Tonga winning here, but I think we'll probably have Evil winning here. This is a pro hot podcast.
Yeah. House of Torture all the way, baby.
Mm-hmm. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. El Desperado versus Taiji Ishimori. I think this is going to be a really good match.
Yeah.
Ishimori, to me, has I'll say a Tam Nakano issue, where it's like they could be...
The fuck?
They can put on really good matches, but if they don't necessarily care, the match will be kind of underwhelming.
All right, I'm with you. I was very confused for a second there. I was like, "Whoa, time out."
It's also
these wrestlers.
It's also a Randy Orton thing as well.
I would say one of these wrestlers is like very story based and very emotional in their matches, and the other one is very much Taiji Ishimori. Mm-hmm. That being said, I'm with you. You reeled me in. Mm-hmm. You cast the rod, and I was like, "Nah, man, don't." I don't know about that. Then you're like, no, I got it. Mm-hmm. Reeling it in. If you guys were watching the video, I'm literally
he's reeling it in. He pulled out a fishing rod. It was weird.
Oh my god! I just smashed the shit out of my microphone. Anyways, this match should be good. El Desperado wins.
Yeah,
if El Desperado doesn't win, that'll be the wrong choice.
Yeah, we gotta save him for the eventual El Lindemann match. So we get the L's versus L's.
The versus the.
IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match. This title, of course, is vacant after Sonata was forced to vacate the title. So it is going to be challenger versus challenger, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Will Ospreay.
Do you know the photo they're using has Tanahashi holding the belt? I noticed it the other day when I was doing the preview for the show. I was like, what happened here?
That must be some sort of error on someone's part.
Yeah, it's definitely an error. It's not a sign. It's literally just probably an error. I think Ospreay wins.
I do too. Why do you think Ospreay wins?
One, I don't think we should just keep playing hot potato with Tanahashi in the title. Mm-hmm. I just think that would be weird to keep doing. Unless you want to give him a real reign, then don't do it. I think that's kind of where I'm at mentally. Also, I'm sure they want to give Ospreay something. He has this current story going on where he's getting screwed by New Japan. So either we see the continuation of that, or he finally gets a win. Because you can only make him lose so much, right?
Yeah.
Before he finally, flips the switch. I mean, he was probably going to face Sonata for the title here anyways.
Yeah.
And I did not. I mean, Sonata could have beat him because Sonata just won the title. But I think Ospreay wins.
I would put the title on Ospreay. I think that also makes it more interesting down the line for Forbidden Door.
He's also going to travel to the U.S. more. So
correct. He's going to. I mean, Tanahashi will as well eventually, but I think Ospreay is more interesting of a champion holder for me.
Yeah. Moxley versus Tanahashi does not need the title.
No, it does not. Whereas we could also, wherever Moxley Tanahashi happens, probably Capital Collision would be my guess. Doesn't necessarily need the title. I did not think about the whole storyline with Will Ospreay and referees that's been happening for about a month or two.
He was screwed, damn it.
What is the resolution to that story? He just wins a match? I mean, how do you resolve that story with that?
I don't know.
There's I don't know. How do you resolve that story? It's just he wins a match. I think that's it. Unless a referee's decision is not needed for a match, like a Texas death match or something. Versus Jon Moxley.
Interesting.
Tanahashi wins the title. Tanahashi wins the title here. Faces Moxley at Capital Collision. and loses the title to
Yeah.
Mox. Then Mox challenges Ospreay for the title.
They need that title so badly to have a real reign.
Yes.
That's what they need.
They need it in Japan, honestly.
That title has not had a real reign yet. Moxley's doesn't count.
Barely.
That title was just collecting dust in his house for like fucking a year before they're like, Yuji Nagata, get your ass over there. That's exactly what they said.
Omega's title reign. Omega's title reign was pretty good. That was also like the first title reign. That was the first title reign of that title. So it's didn't really mean too much yet.
Jay White beat him, and then Juice beat him, and then Cody beat him, and then Juice beat him,
and then Mox beat him.
Then Lance Archer won it.
Yes.
And then Mox beat him, and now we're here.
And then so what? Hold on. How did Sonata get it?
He beat Tanahashi.
Oh yeah, because Tanahashi beat Archer.
Yeah, who beat Moxley.
Tanahashi beat Archer.
Oh, then Tanahashi lost to Kenta, and then Tanahashi beat Kenta, and then Tanahashi lost to Sonata. Jesus Christ, we need to chill out with this freaking title. You need to establish it as your number 2 title.
Yeah.
Stop having it jump around. I mean, the Sonata thing's not their fault.
The pandemic's not their fault.
No, not that either. But let's get a nice solid 180 plus day actual title reign.
Yeah, and I think putting in a Will Ospreay would be a good move there. But we'll see. I'm very intrigued to see the result. I think more than any other match, I'm most intrigued to see this match. Not only because Will Ospreay's been having a great year again, but I think this result is the most interesting result of this entire card.
It's time for the main event.
IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Kazuchika Okada versus Tetsuya Naito yet again.
Okada wins. Duh. I think it will be a very good match.
What more do you want from me to preview this match? We've previewed this match 4 times now.
I don't know, man.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be better than the cup match.
Yep.
I don't know what they're going to do to follow up their title match, which I already thought was really good. I don't know what they can do. They did the Stardust press. What else do you want them to do?
It's the same thing.
Do you want Tanahashi? Do you want Naito to win?
I was gonna make the same exact joke that I did a couple weeks ago on the show, which is, like I said, Okada does the Stardust press. Yeah, that's where we're leaning. That's where we're going at this point. At this rate, come on, man.
Maybe Naito wins and Okada's actually challenging for the AEW World Championship.
Ooh.
Swerve. No, not Strickland. No, not Strickland. I'd love if it was Strickland.
Swerve versus Okada.
I mean, you wouldn't hear a word out of me that said anything but let's fucking go.
Let's put Swerve in the best of Super Juniors, and then we can put.
Let's put Swerve in every tournament ever because he's the best.
Swerve.
I want to share my Swerve take that I've been tweeting out this week. That not everyone must side, but I want to say it. There's a reason I think Swerve is one of the best in the world, and it's because he wrestles the same way, no matter the crowd size. I think that's important. He gives the same effort, no matter if the crowd is 100 people or thousands. That's why he's great. I just want to put that out there because I think the difference between him and, say, certain other wrestlers that only go all in for their, big matches, that's why every match for him, in my opinion, I have to see. I watched him wrestle a dark match against, I don't even remember who it was against. Now I have to look. It was against Aaron Solo and Nick Comoroto.
Yeah.
It was him and Keith Lee. And I had to watch it because guess what? They did their indie finisher, which is the power bomb stomp, and it's just fantastic. And I'm like, this guy, he's so good. I hope AEW knows that.
Swerve is just fantastic. He is
He shows up, and
undeniably.
it's a big deal.
I think Swerve has. You'll probably agree with me on this point, but I think Swerve is potentially the best of the past 6 months of AEW WB signings. I think Swerve is the best one.
I agree. He was the one that I said he's the final must sign.
Yeah,
it has to be him. And I mean his start hasn't been the fastest, but I mean he is having great matches with Team Taz, and like that's my favorite feud going right now.
me too.
They haven't really kicked off Hangman versus Punk yet, so that's also the reason. But
Yeah.
they're just like, "Hi, how you doing?" And then they walk by each other. And that's my favorite feud. And I think it's just because all four are really doing great work. But yeah, I wanted to get my Swerve thing in there. Wrestling Dontaku, though. Okada wins.
Yeah, and maybe, obviously we're going to be getting, the best of Super Junior participants announced. I think we'll definitely be getting AEW, so maybe it's Swerve, who knows. But I think we'll definitely be getting an AEW person just because we've formally publicly made the announcement known about their partnership. So why not have a AEW
We're
person?
going to get the one man nobody wants.
If Noah is going to be having American wrestlers, then I think New Japan can have American wrestler in Super Juniors. I think we'll get some strong guys. I think we'll get El Lindemann. Sorry, you had a point?
We're going to get the one AEW wrestler that no one wants to see right now in Best of the Super Juniors. Sammy Guevara.
It's my time to shine, and it's my time in the spot, and then I'm gonna do this thing.
I would actually be like, what are we doing?
No, I don't.
What are we doing?
I don't think we'll get Sammy. I think to me the best AEW person that would make the most sense would probably be like Jungle Boy, probably be like Darby. I think Darby is the most possible, just because he's also the most available. He just finished. He doesn't have a title on him, and he just finished a rivalry. Swerve would be awesome. Starks would be awesome. Phoenix would be great.
They're not gonna present Starks for Swerve as a junior. They're not.
I think it would be great.
They're in the Zack Sabre Jr. realm of yes, they could fit it, but they're not that level.
I get that. I don't. Well, then I would say that applies to Phoenix as well.
But Phoenix isn't going to challenge the world title.
You can't say Phoenix is less popular.
No, I think Phoenix is amazing.
Starks.
Phoenix is the best luchador in the world.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't necessarily know what they see out of Phoenix long term.
I think we'll get.
Also, he could probably do it if he wanted to. Tony Khan would be like,
sure.
I
got nothing for you right now.
Haven't had you for months, anyways.
I think El Lindemann, just because it's been teased from Elite. I think we'll probably get some strong guys. Maybe Clark Connors in there. I think that would be very good. Maybe Tom Lawler. I think he's open weight, so maybe they consider him in that.
Ren Narita.
Maybe
if they want to end his excursion,
possibly.
Which I think he is very much overdue for.
Mm-hmm. Anyone from CMLL? We'll get your classic Volador Juniors and Teton. Your classics. Bandito, Dragon Lee.
I want Dragon Lee
from AAA.
So fucking bad.
So here's the thing now, right?
Dragon Lee so bad.
So Dragon Lee was CMLL, and then he was Ring of Honor affiliated. Now he's AAA, and that's where my concern lies. Same thing of Bandito is AAA now.
Someone just tell New Japan that CMLL is not going to give them anything.
So maybe we'll get what was his name? El Barbarino Cavarino or something? Caveman Barbarian.
Great. Awesome. Great. Sick. Wonderful.
I don't know. So I think there's definitely some possibilities, but we'll get announcements about that also by Dontaku. So that'll be an interesting talking point for next week. And I'm very excited about it. I love the Best of Super Juniors. Big fan of the show.
Well,
big fan of the
tournament. No, you haven't. You haven't loved it. We barely talked about it this past one.
Best of Super Juniors?
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, we barely talked about Kyushu. Like, yeah.
We didn't talk about it last year. The show didn't exist last year. What are you talking about?
The Best of Super Juniors happened at the end of last year.
That was a tag tournament.
It happened at the same time. Hiromu won. He beat Yo. This is embarrassing, man.
That did happen?
It did, and you're like, I don't care.
Then why is this one separated out?
Because this is back to its normal time.
Well, in my defense, I'm not watching World Tag League.
You didn't have to watch World Tag League. They were different shows.
Oh, man. I've been found out. I've been caught red-handed. Oh, man. I've been caught red-handed like Drea and Survivor.
Listen, Tag League's 2-pack's vast.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That thing stinks.
Oh, close to a full box. Very close to a full box.
Stinks.
How many packs of ass can you put in a box?
I don't know. It depends how big the ass is.
Or the box.
Or the box.
Let's move on to...
Yeah!
Let's move on to Impact Rebellion. Speaking of New Japan partnerships, we'll probably see Chris Bay. We'll probably see Chris Bay in the Best of Super Juniors.
Starts with AEW and New Japan's Forbidden Door event and the possibilities of that. And then we go to Wrestling Dontaku in the Fukuoka Dome or wherever it is. And now we talk about Impact Rebellion, the one promotion that has the worst group of fucking fans at every single one of their shows. No. I need to talk about this, Ryan. How do you sell out a show and you have a crowd that's just fucking abysmal for every good thing that happens on the show? But no, if we have a tag team gauntlet, oh, baby, let's get excited for that. That match sucked. But no, the X Division match, let's be like, yeah, that was good. That was the best match on the show, everybody. I don't know. I'm so sick of Impact fans. I don't get it. Who goes to these shows, by the way? Who goes to these shows? They're not diehard fans. They're not diehard wrestling fans. Can't tell me they're casual fans. I don't want to talk about that either. Who is going to these shows? They just see, oh, we're in Poughkeepsie. I guess it's time for me to go to Impact. Who the hell says that? Impact should go to like a real location for once. Like they are for Slammiversary. Go to Nashville. That's a real location. Go to real locations. Change the way your show looks, by the way, because holy shit, it's looked the same for way too long. You have good wrestlers. Change it up and get some new fans while you're at it.
Impact Rebellion, sold out crowd. That's a shoot, sold out crowd.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it.
Sold out completely. They have a taping the next day. And General Mission, General Mission just is like seats, so there's not, and Ticketmaster is not like seats made available. The seats are available like there, but it's not on the ticket map. So that's, it's hard to tell. But in the seats that are available, there's 488 of those, and only 182 of them have been sold. Only a quarter of them. So you're bringing up a point.
Briscoes on it?
I think so. I don't quite remember.
They should have had them be in the tag. Oh, they were part of the GCW show. At least they should have just had them win the tag titles.
But I think the point you're trying to also make here is that like who's going to these Impact Rebellion shows, sold out crowd, and then literally a fifth of the turnout at the television taping the next day.
You're almost guaranteed
still on a weekend.
Television tapings to be better, by the way.
Yeah.
Half the time, they're just more entertaining shows. I mean, these pay-per-views, yeah, they're going to give you one or two great matches, but they're also going to give you the long fucking slog in the middle that they always do, whether it be a battle royal or a mystery match. Like, their mystery matches are terrible.
Well, let's talk about the main event, which I think was fantastic. I thought it was a really good fantastic.
It was very good. Took me a little bit to get into it, but that
Yeah.
I think is the crowd's fault too. I'm gonna keep blaming the crowd, man, because they weren't into it at the beginning either. And to be fair, they had to deal with that tag gauntlet, and that probably just fucking drained them.
Yeah, I think the tag gauntlet killed the crowd, but we'll get to
Yeah.
that as well. I think the crowd was also 50-50 split. I think the match did a good job because it turned a little bit of that crowd too.
My favorite part was Moose sucks.
Yeah, it
Moose sucks.
turned the crowd during this. So I like to see that. Not the full crowd, but a good portion of the crowd. It was Alexander Moose, Alexander
Walking
Moose.
weapon.
Whatever, same thing. Walking weapon, Moose, and then just doing that over and over ago, and then it became walking weapon, Moose sucks. Walking weapon, Moose sucks, and then it became walking weapon, Moose sucks, and then it got louder, and it was like, oh great, they're turning the crowd
Pretty much as the match got better.
which is perfect. To me, that's a successful match, you know? We finally, of course, Impact World Champion match, Moose versus Josh Alexander, with Josh Alexander defeating Moose, becoming the new Impact World Champion after a C4 spike to get the win. Very emotional win. We've talked about Impact is this promotion for us where it's things happen where we like it. A lot of things happen where we don't like it. We really loved how the build up to Josh Alexander winning the world title, and then we really hated Moose immediately coming out to winning it. But here, with Josh Alexander now officially beating Moose, overcoming Moose, and putting that all behind him, now that we can finally move forward in this Josh Alexander title reign, how do you feel about this match? How do you feel about the title reign moving forward?
Okay. Thought the match delivered to probably the best it could be. It got better as it got more emotional. I think that's really the way to look at it. Is Josh Alexander is very good. He is a very good professional wrestler. And he is, I will give the devil its due. Impact actually had 2 Impact wrestlers in their main event. That is a credit I will give them. They had 2 longtime Impact wrestlers in their main event. The match felt important. It felt very important because Josh Alexander is the guy that everyone wanted to see win. They had a story of, listen, this is your time. I don't think you need to do all the I don't think you had to have Moose spear his wife. I didn't think you had to do that. Because the story told itself if he got screwed out of his shot where his kid and wife were in the ring and watched him lose, like that was enough to make this have the heat that it did. And as the match went on, you start off a little odd because Alexander's kind of dominating early on, and you're like, well, this is weird. This isn't how this is supposed to go. And then they worked it back of Moose really having the upper hand. I loved the match. Became fantastic when Alexander rips off his headpiece.
Yeah,
and it's just like it was so physical from there on out, and the emotion that I actually had, like I didn't fucking cry, I didn't care that much, but the emotion I had of just seeing Alexander finally have his moment, and I was like, I'm gonna say it, Impact is in great hands right here.
Yeah,
like Impact's in great hands. This is a guy you build around for a reign as long as at least 200 days, at least. You build your company around him. He's your guy. He picked you over AEW because he wanted to be the world champion.
Yeah.
So you go with him, you trust him. Now you have to build up your roster. You got to do that. That's my number one problem with Impact is that they have a roster with really good wrestlers, but they often pick the outside people. You have that. You start building them up. You have Alexander as your guy now. It's great. Moose isn't going to go anywhere, but I will give Moose credit as well. I thought he worked really well in this match. Very good heel work. And overall, I think it all delivered.
I agree. I think that Moose, as many people have different feelings about Moose. Moose has gotten a
Moose.
lot better in the ring. You can't deny that fact that he is, light years ahead of what he was. Josh Alexander is also fantastic, so he's also bringing up Moose to make him even better. Great match, good heel work for Moose. I would have liked, because I agree that I didn't really care too much about like the spear to, I believe her name is Jade, on that Destiny show, but because that's included, I wish that she had some sort of comeuppance during the match, like something happening on the outside. He's getting in her face, and like she like slaps him, and that causes Josh Alexander to get the momentum back in his favor. That sort of thing. Something like that. I was like, if we're gonna do that, I think include the wife, make it more emotional. They needed. To what your point is also is that the match got better when the emotion became more apparent. If that was more, if that they were able to do that a little bit more up top, then the whole match would have gotten better because of it. If they were able to get more in his wife's face, or do more things to bring out the emotion of the moment earlier, then it would have been, I think, a really great match. But otherwise, I think still this is a really good match. Definitely go out and see it. I think Josh Alexander, very excited about the reign moving forward. They have, like you said, a roster of people that they can challenge if. You got Eddie Edwards, you got W. Morrissey, you got, honestly, Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. You obviously have a couple people in there, but they need to bring people up. They need to enhance their stars. They need to do these things, and that's always, for as long as Impact has been around, been an issue. But we'll see. I think Josh Alexander is fantastic. I hope this is a long title reign. I imagine it will be. So let's see where we go with Josh Alexander.
Yeah, it's time to ride. It's time to ride him, and it's time to ride your roster. You have, like I said, you have good matches. You have guys that we're going to talk about through this show that I'm really interested to see if they challenge Alexander and what they can do, because we're fans of, I think you and me are fans of a decent amount of this roster. There's a reason we're talking about this show.
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't talk about this show if we were totally checked out of it. They got the makings. Just make it work.
I've been personally told to no longer talk about NWA. because we're completely checked out on it. I don't watch it anymore. I don't watch NWA anymore, by the way.
I never watched it.
I know you didn't.
I told you to not watch it last week.
Well, I
gotta watch the Crockett Cup. I was like, don't.
Well, yeah. I finished it. There's a couple good matches in there.
The right team won.
Yes, that's true. But but we were talking about, to say that, to go to your point, we stopped talking about NWA because NWA got super boring, and there has a roster full of people that are nothing burgers. Here, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of people we like, a lot of people up and down the card that we enjoy. It's just sometimes the booking gets in the way. Sometimes the crowds are just not as good, and I don't know what to do to change it. There are some things that are good and well booked. There are some things that are just done poorly. I don't know. Impact has always been in that like middle situation, and now they're sitting at fourth, fighting for fourth in the country. So with like GCW, and fighting for fourth in the country with like,
they're probably under GCW,
and that's my goes to the point as well, is that they might be under fourth. I mean, they just sold out this show with Poughkeepsie with like 500 plus people.
Yeah,
that's
supposedly the final number was around 800.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lineup.
I think they have the roster that they can do more. Like if they built their roster correctly and built, around their guys for a long period of time, I feel like they can touch 1,000 with the involvement of a New Japan on these shows. I mean, you have Jay White on the show. Jay White's the most popular guy on your show, and he kicked off the pay-per-view in a random ass match. Like, they don't get it. Like, I know I'm stressing that you need to focus on your own guys. Yes. You do. But I mean, if you have Jay White on your show, put him in a more prominent match. You don't have to have a main event. Just put him in a bigger match. Then, I mean, it was a good match, but still, come on.
I love the idea of X Division champion Jay White.
Imagine.
There's something about that.
I love the X Division. Is my favorite part. I will talk about the X Division after. Let's talk Tag Team Gauntlet.
Well, before we get there, we had
I didn't watch the women's match.
The knockout women's
so tired. I was like, oh, gotta skip it. Can't watch Rosemary in 2022
versus Tasha Steelz.
Nice lady, I'm told, but I'm sorry.
Tasha Steelz retained.
I ran out of steam after that Tag Gauntlet. I was like, I need to fucking get to the main event.
Well, so did the crowd. They had this match was pretty good. I thought this was pretty good. Rosemary, it wasn't awful. Rosemary, in my opinion. It's
not Rosemary's fault that she's awful. By the way,
no.
She got injured that time, and
she was pretty good before then, and then she got injured. Has not been the same.
No.
Plus, they were in the spot, as we kind of alluded to, that the crowd was dead.
Yeah.
After the gauntlet, it was super long. So they were working the position. It wasn't good. They were working the position that they had to win the crowd back. I have never seen Tasha Steelz do a better suicide dive through the ropes to a crowd that was completely on their hands. They were just like she did it, and then she was super quiet, or they were super quiet, and then she was like, yeah, and then the crowd was like, Jesus Christ, Tucker! Oh my God, what are you doing, bud? What are you doing, Tucker?
That's how much this is how the Impact crowd reacted.
They were distracted.
Oh, look, a cat. But yeah, I can't talk about the match because I just saw Tasha.
What the fuck? He just bit me.
Oh my God, we got war going on the other end between Ryan and the cat.
Jesus Christ, this cat. He just bit me. He's never done that before.
He wanted his time to shine on air.
He's never done that before. Oh, man. If I had the spray bottle, I would be spraying his ass.
But you don't.
Anyways. Let's move on to the Tag Team Gauntlet. I'm bleeding. Bleeding because of this. Okay. You got to talk for a little bit. I got to handle with this cat.
All right, Tag Team Gauntlet. I'm so happy Ryan left this with me. Really appreciate it. Where the complaints I have of this is, one, it was really long. Two, the big surprise that they had after the first two was Johnny Swinger and Zicky Dice. That was bad. I don't know the Impact love for either of these two, but Zicky Dice ain't very good. Johnny Swinger, I mean, come on. We're not gonna act like Johnny Swinger is good in 2022. You had Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows pretty much running this stuff, and not doing it very well at all. In the end, you had Eric Young and Joe Doring being the last guys, just retaining the titles. When you do these matches, you do them for a new champion. It was bad. The final two teams were Eric Young, Joe Doring versus Rhino and Heath. Who the fuck cares about these two teams? I don't. I sure don't. The most interesting teams in this for me were, one, the first team, Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. That was one of the most interesting teams. Then you got Jordan Grace and W. Morrissey, which I was really amped for. Guess what? They were the first fucking team eliminated. It was so stupid. They had this great move where Jordan Grace has I don't know who was up for the power bomb, but fucking W. Morrissey hits a big boot, and it's great. And then they get eliminated. They just get eliminated on a roll-up. And I'm like, oh, my God. Come on, Impact. Like, the most interesting team you put together for this match is the first team eliminated. The best part was probably Morrissey just humming Chelsea Green through a fucking table. I mean, that was absurd, but everyone loved it. That was the loudest I think the crowd was all night, besides Josh
totally
Alexander
agree.
winning. Ryan's back.
Totally agree.
I thought, okay, so there was this point where I thought Chelsea Green might have had a malfunction of sorts.
During the table
like,
bump?
Yeah, and like Morrissey had to like save it somehow while not looking. And I was like, what is happening up there?
It looked very awkward.
It looked very awkward. I was like, time out. What is happening? What is happening? But that's besides the point. I don't know. You didn't hear me talk about how Eric Young and Joe Doring versus Rhino and Heath might be the most fucking just terrible way to end this match. All the interesting teams were gone.
Let's talk about that. So they got major players come out. They
I was hyped for them.
I was hyped for them. I was hyped for the beginning of this match.
Grayson Morrissey was great. I gotta say it. Because this is part of the whole thing we were doing here. I like W. Morrissey. I think he's great.
I do too.
I think he's great.
I think he's really good. He's gotten way better.
I'm
see more of him.
Shocked. I'm shocked WWE hasn't tried to give him a call. Like, he has rebuilt himself to exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, I agree.
He can walk in and challenge Roman Reigns. I'd be like, yeah, I get it.
Great balls of fire. Big ass. 2 packs. Then major players lose to the Good Brothers. When the Good Brothers come out, we get major players out of here. Major players here are like low level tag team in Impact.
Little do they know that Mark Cardona is the indie champion.
Mm-hmm. He's the indie champion. He's the NWA champion.
Well, there you go.
Good. Johnny Swinger and Zicky Dice come out next, and they get immediately lost. Whatever.
I shat on them big time. I was like, that was maybe the worst surprise ever. You know, people like Zicky Dice and think he's good. He's not. I've never seen a guy more like, oh, okay.
I agree. In his defense, he's in the jobber role on Impact.
Well, he's nailing it because that's what he is.
Then we get Good Brothers versus Rich Swann and Willie Mack. We pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I like Willie Mack and Rich Swann. I always will.
I do too. Then they lost to the Good Brothers.
Obviously. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, right?
OGK come out. Honor No More.
They should have won.
Well, they did. They beat the Good Brothers.
Yeah, in like the most ridiculous way possible.
Yes, it's basically the Honor No More comes out. It's not OGK. It's Kenny King and Vincent and Maria.
And
they're like,
G King.
Thank you. And they're like, oh, what's happening? And then OGK come out from nowhere. They get like the springboard crossbody pin thing where like Maria holds down Carl Anderson's boot so he can't kick out. So it's just kind of BS. And it's like immediately Good Brothers are gone. And just
the
like that.
Funniest thing about Impact right now is that they're booking an angle where it's Honor No More against Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
Both factions are like in kayfabe aren't part of Impact, yet that is the angle they've gone with. Instead of Honor No More continuing to feud with Impact, they're like, nah, they're part of the roster now, so it's fine. It's like when Retribution got drafted in the WWE draft, despite being like these fucking Chaos Rising non-roster members.
Yeah,
it's like the exact same energy.
Yeah,
and it's whatever. I don't really care enough, but I just found that funny.
Oh yeah, it's 100% just like, you know, I believe they described it as turf warfare between Bullet Club and Honor No More.
I'll show you some turf. It's on the grass.
Then Honor No More face off against Heath and Rhino. This match was fine. This part of the match was fine.
Aggressively fine.
Heath and Rhino get the win. And then Violent by Design. Now, this is a story that's been happening for a year and a half now, of Rhino and Heath versus Violent by Design. They've been doing this story for a very long time. So this is the eventual payoff. And boy, howdy, this match at this point has been going on for like 30 minutes, it feels like. Crowd is completely dead. No one is interested. They're not the despite having a long-term story, the crowd, who is probably not an Impact crowd typically, based on those TV taping sales, are not necessarily interested in seeing this story finalize. So the crowd's dead. Nothing they do really works. And ultimately, it's Doring and Young that get the win. So this whole story is seemingly over for the time being. And Violent by Design can move forward with the tag titles and face off against other teams like OGK, like Doc Gallows and Anderson, like
the major players.
So
I liked Jordan Grace and W. Morris. Yeah,
I want them. Let's keep them going.
I'm very sad that they lasted fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, I want to see more of them.
Yeah, I got amped when Morrissey walked out. I was like, oh, hell yeah, I can get behind this shit.
Totally agree.
No, instead they're going to bring Enzo in.
Well, he's an MLW, so you're fine.
That doesn't mean anything. There's no real contracts in MLW.
Well, they signed something that says they can't be in GCW.
I would like to ask Jacob Fatu why.
Pay?
Why did you sign with them? No way the pay's that good in MLW. No way. He could be a Samoan monster somewhere. Instead, he's on MLW.
Jonah versus Tomohiro Ishii. Big dog fight here.
Total no sell of my problems.
I think it's funny to not acknowledge it. just go into the next bit.
Just like we don't acknowledge MLW. All right, continue.
Top dog, Stone Pitbull, 1-on-1. Big hard-hitting fight. Not as good to me as Ishii's last Impact match. Very similar to me as his, I believe it was the Lone Star Shootout match of Ishii. You know, to me, it was your classic American Ishii match where it's just like, you know, nowadays where it's just like, you know, he does the spots and everything's cool and it's big, hard-hitting stuff, but it's just like, nah, nothing's really clicking for me. And it was, you know, it was good, but it wasn't
I
great.
liked it better than Ishii versus Adam Cole. That is the nicest thing I could say about it.
It's pretty good. I mean, I also heard that wasn't that good.
I didn't really love it, so
I've not seen it yet.
But it took a while for me to get invested into it, and then I think the final stretch is where it really got good. For me, you know, because they were actually like making things feel like they hurt. I thought Jonah was kind of a little light on his strikes early on.
Yeah.
Which kind of hurt the match. It was good. It was good. I'm not gonna say it was bad. It's just it was nothing to go out of your way and see, I don't think.
Yeah. No, I disappointed.
Some people thought this was gonna be the best match of the night. I thought it was probably tied for third.
Yeah, that's probably true. And also, they had a tough spot to follow up on because they followed up the X Division Championship match, triple threat, Trey Miguel versus Mike Bailey versus Ace Austin. Boy,
what the fuck is wrong with this company? They were putting this on the pre-show.
Originally, yeah. This is originally on the pre-show. They were going to do potentially a title change in the
They
pre-show.
love putting their best match before their actual pay-per-view or the very first match. They love it. This time they accidentally got it right.
This match is great. The X Division division.
The X Division. The X Division, period. End of story.
Has been the best division for months now.
Yeah, I accepted yesterday after watching this. I was like, you know, the X Division, the current X Division is one of my favorite things in professional wrestling. Legitimately.
This is one of the things we're talking about when we say that there are things we like about Impact.
Yeah, and it almost always includes Mike Bailey and Ace Austin for me. I love Ace Austin. I think this dude is so good. I think everyone talks about Speedball, so I don't have to really give him the credit. I think he gets plenty, as he should. I think Ace Austin's great. I think he's a guy you build up to beat Josh Alexander personally.
And we should say that Ace Austin was also the winner of this match, meaning he's the new X Division champion.
Well, I was hoping Ace Austin lost so he could move up to the main event, but
he could still move up to the main event this way.
Right. With Alexander probably holding the title for, hopefully at least half a year, I think it's okay to give Austin this title, because one, I feel like he's been a guy that's been destined for a world championship in Impact, and he just hasn't gotten it. This is when you do the build. You build him up. He's a great heel. He gives you great matches. He's one of the most legitimately, and I think people use the term underrated very differently. Like if you're voting underrated in the Observer Awards, it's who was, underutilized in their company. But what I'm using underrated here is they don't get talked about nearly enough. And I think Ace Austin is high on that list. Yeah, this match was great. And I want to give credit to Trey, too. I mean, Trey was a great champion. Trey was a great champion. He had great matches.
Great multi-mans for months. Yeah.
Devastated the X Division is missing something. But it's okay. I did see he's getting a match with Brody King on New Japan Strong. If you're at Jake something to New Japan Strong, that's a win. That's a win. So that's okay. But this was great. The match of the night for me by far.
I also noticed that there was no Sawyer Fulton, so I guess his contract also got up.
You mean Madman Fulton?
Whatever.
Sawyer.
Who cares? But yeah, no. I'm very excited about this. Mike Bailey is fantastic glue of the X Division. Trey Miguel Miguel has done great work in these multi-man matches for a very long time. For that, as great title reign, great matches. Yes, were they all multi-mans? Did that help? Probably, but it was still really good to watch. Ace Austin, you can just continue doing the multi-man stuff. Ace Austin was great in all of those things. I'm very excited about more Ace Austin too.
Mike Bailey is my number 15 wrestler of the year right now.
Really?
That is super impressive. Seeing that I very much only watch his Impact pay-per-views, but this dude's just he's on a different level right now.
That WrestleMania collective weekend helped him out.
Yeah, he helped his cause a lot with that, but he's just been great. I mean, one of my favorite matches he's had this year was on a show that probably the 3 people listening to this might have seen, which was against Alec Price from Blitzkrieg Pro. Like that match was great. He's another guy, like I said with Swerve. He doesn't care about the crowd size. He's gonna give you everything he's got. He's gonna give you everything he's got. He's gonna give you a great match. And it's funny. I've heard things like his match with Bandito from PWG's Battle of Los Angeles tournament was one of the best matches of the year. And none of us have fucking seen it yet. So he's only going to go higher. He's only going to go higher once we actually get to see that tournament in July, maybe. I think that's when we finally get to see it. So, yeah, like that's my main point about him. But shout out Ace Austin. Love the dude. He's great. Good win for him.
Mike Bailey currently sitting at number 17 for me for the rest
there we go. The see, that tells you though, like
top 20.
He's most of it's not because of Impact. Where the fuck is Masha Slamovich, by the way? They signed her, and I've never seen her on a pay-per-view.
She's only been on TV and doing squash matches. That's all she's been doing.
So she better be getting set up to win the damn belt. I don't see. This is my problem with Impact. You got all this talent, but you use the same 4 people that no one cares about anymore. No offense to Rosemary or Jessica Havoc, but that is exactly what they're doing.
Who's your top 10 wrestlers of the year so far?
Oh, you want me to go through it? We're just gonna take a detour.
Why not? Who cares? Why not?
I don't care. Okay, number 10.
Scotty Edwards, top 10 wrestlers of the year, coming in live and Ring Post on RPR Radio.
To start off, we have one. Wait, Nope, number 10.
You gotta start at number 10. You gotta start at number 10.
No, I know, but I want to tell you how many promotions that I got represented in the top 10.
I'll do the same. I have 4. I have 4 promotions represented in the top 10.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing. All right.
Number 10.
Shuri is number 10. Which
that's not too bad. That's pretty good.
Is debatably low, seeing she was my number 1 last year.
She's 12 for me.
All right. I got
number 9.
Who's your number 10?
Number 10, Go Shiozaki.
Okay. Number 10, I have number 9.
Number 9.
Mayu Iwatani.
All right. I got Zack Sabre Jr.
He's good at wrestling.
Number 8.
He's my 12. He's my 11, actually.
Ooh, right outside. Number 8.
Number 8. Go Shiozaki.
Very good. I have Saya Kamatani.
Hey now.
Number 7.
Cash Wheeler.
I have Julia at number 7.
Fuck yeah. Love to hear that.
Number 6.
I mean, this gives it away. It's Dax. They're kind of right next to each other.
I have Will Ospreay at number 6.
He's pretty good.
I need to see more. Apparently, he had a fantastic match at Warrior Wrestling last night.
Yeah, with Blake Christian.
We gotta watch that.
He's high on my list.
Number 5.
Shingo Takagi.
I have Adam Page.
Hangman Adam Page, to be exact. Where is he on mine? Wow, he is not as high as I thought he was.
Where is he? Is he not in the top 5?
No.
Really? He's not even in the top 10?
He's number 25.
Whoa! Why are you so low?
I don't know. I'm as shocked as you are.
Then you gotta check the math there.
Well, the math doesn't lie.
The numbers don't lie, I guess. We said number 5, number 4.
To be fair, the Briscoes are higher than him because they have a 5-star rating.
I see.
So,
number 4.
Julia.
Good. I got Shingo. You got Shingo in there.
He's good. Number 3, Saya Kamatani.
Number 3, Cash Wheeler.
Number 2, Will Ospreay.
Number 2, Dex Harwood.
And number 1, Kazuchika Okada.
Number 1, Kazuchika Okada. Yeah.
A lot of similarities, just a little different, except for me having Hangman Page and the fucking boonies, apparently.
That makes me question a little bit. Because he's had what match? He's had the Danielson match.
Yeah, I like that.
Lance match.
I like that.
The Adam Cole match.
I like
both of them.
I didn't like the second one enough, I guess.
But 25 is a big drop. I mean,
no, it sure is.
25. I have Trent Beretta, which I think is astronomically higher than I would have expected.
Hangman Page is underneath Swerve on my list. Swerve has had Heyman's only had 7 matches, so give me a break.
True. I have Swerve and Mike Bailey at 18 and 17.
Good, as they should be.
Anyways,
I want to give you. Wait 1 second.
Yeah.
I want to give you the highest odd promotion.
The highest odd promotion. What does that mean?
Like
indie, like indie promotion.
My idea already has been defeated.
Who's your indie wrestler of the year?
In America?
Sure, I guess. Or are you talking about because you have your Joshi indie stuff?
There's plenty of them.
Sure. Not necessarily America, just in the world, I guess.
I will give you my American indie star of the year. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh God. Everyone's signed to a company. That's the problem.
Technically my indie wrestler American indie star of the year so far are the Briscoes.
Yeah, me too. Because it would be Mike. Oh, I guess they're not signed to Ring of Honor anymore. I have to change this, huh?
Yeah. The other one would be Michael Oku.
Yeah, I remember him.
He's my indie wrestler of the year right now.
I guess Mike Bailey doesn't count. Give me 1 second.
Gotta update.
Give me 1 second.
My number 1 NXT guy is Braun Breaker. My number 1 WWE guy is Seth Rollins.
Bandito is mine.
Bandito.
I don't think he's signed. Him and Michael Oku are neck and neck.
That's good.
what were we talking about? What were we
We're
talking about?
we're talking
Your
about
number one NXT guy?
number one NXT guy is Braun Breaker.
Jesus, fuck! I don't know if I even have one.
My number one WWE guy is Seth Rollins.
Mine is too. Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa are tied for me. I guess Ciampa's not NXT anymore, so Braun Breaker is, yes. Seth Rollins is my highest WWE guy at 35.
Seth Rollins is at 39. 39.
Oh.
35 is Oku, Nakajima, and Eddie Kingston. Nice group. Nice group right there. Pretty good faction.
Yeah, I'd say so.
AAA, Reina de Reinas champion and championship match. Deonna Purrazzo versus Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie wins, and he's your new AAA Reina de Reinas champion.
Nicest thing I can say is that it got better towards the end.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was really slow early on.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought they started to click a little bit better. I mean, it was very predictable. I want to say that the best women's match from Impact this year includes a WWE side now. And that is Deonna Purrazzo versus Roxy from when she won the Ring of Honor Women's title.
Yep.
Yeah. That's that.
Fine, pretty good match. I think he was totally good, totally okay.
Best women's match I saw on the show because it's the only one I saw.
I'm glad that Taya Valkyrie has a title. I think
she always does.
I think she's in Impact now. I guess I don't know.
She's definitely in AAA.
Yeah, but now I'm more interested because now that means Deonna is free to do Ring of Honor stuff. That's what I'm more interested in.
You know, it'd be cool if we knew when Ring of Honor stuff was happening.
Great point. Do you think they're gonna try? When is her contract up? Deonna Purrazzo's contract.
I think she signed a long-term deal last year.
I'll check Fightful.
She should.
I'll check Fightful to see if I can find it.
She's legitimately like she's their women's ace.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Impact, I'm not letting her go. I'm gonna try to do everything my back.
It's her and Alexander. I mean, it's a good 1-2 punch. I think Deonna is very good. I mean, I just think she doesn't have the opponents to get great matches often.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's her fault. I mean, people will say, oh, well, she should raise them up to their level. I don't think that's what she does. I think, she needs another great opponent, but I think she is a good wrestler. She has a good presence about her, which works. So yeah, that's just me.
I totally agree. Wrestling contract dates. Here we go. What do you got? What do you got for me, Fightful? Let's look at Candice LeRae, spring 2022. Oh, interesting. I think that got extended actually. Who's Ezekiel? Ezekiel? Oh, because it's Elias. Let's see. The hell's this?
It's actually not Elias.
My apologies. Impact Wrestling, Su Yung minimum through May 2022. Okay. Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, and Eric Young are all up in July. That's interesting. Crazy Steve. Deonna Purrazzo through 2022. Let's see what the link of the article is. She signed a long-term contract of October 21, 2020. It was a 2-year deal. So she is not up till October 2022.
Oh, how about that?
So she's got time to be in here. Then your opener, Jay White, Steve Macklin, Chris Sabin. Pretty good match. And a surprising win. Steve Macklin pinning Chris Sabin to get the win. After a cradle shock by Sabin on White, Macklin gets a sneaky pin to get the win.
Yeah, it was a good match. Good match. I like Steve Macklin. I think he's really turned himself into a serious player for Impact, honestly. Chris Sabin's great, and Jay White's great. So there you go. Worked out. Good opener. Good. This is how you do an opener, by the way. You don't have it be the best match of your show, but still very entertaining, very high energy, and has good wrestlers in it. And I don't know if we're gonna talk about the pre-show. I did watch Eddie Edwards versus Chris Bay. I thought that was pretty good as well.
I thought that was good. The influence versus
I did not watch
inspiration.
that. I was like, oh,
Fine.
no,
Totally fine.
no. Oh no! Remember Cassius Ono?
Is he related to Ezekiel? Where is he? Where is he?
I don't think so.
What if Ono comes back as, I don't know, Jebediah?
Remember Chris Hero?
Who?
What the hell is he doing?
Seminars. Stardom, Cinderella tournament finals. We've been going for nearly 2 hours now, but
AAA is literally like one match, brother.
It's a whole card, brother. What are you talking about?
Okay, there's one match I care about, brother, and I don't even know if it's gonna happen.
Three-way battle. We're just gonna quickly go through the Stardom card because the more interesting stuff is the Cinderella tournament itself.
Not talk about the opening match.
Three-way match. Ami Sora. Is it Ami?
Ami Sarai.
Ami Sarai. That's what I thought. Mai Sakurai. Waka Sugiyama. Yeah, strap in, folks. Future of Stardom title match. Hanan versus Hina.
Hanan.
And then we got your two Cinderella tournament matches, the two semifinals. You got Mirai versus Natsupoi. Very interesting story about Natsupoi. Apparently, she wasn't going to win. Unagi Sayaka was planned to win.
We're fucking poid, bitch.
And then
get poid, bitch.
And then Bushiroad stepped in and said, "No, we would like Natsupoi to win." Do you have any take on that?
Very weird.
Why?
I do.
It's also Stardom, so it's very rare for Stardom news, like stuff like that, to come out. So it's very interesting.
Bushiroad doesn't really stick their nose in much.
No,
they kind of just let it be because they're succeeding. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. I mean, Natsupoi's a better wrestler. That's one start.
Sure.
I could see. I don't think Bushiroad's thinking, oh, you know what? We want to save Mirai versus Unagi for a bigger match, but that could be the thought process there. I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely weird. But you're guaranteed now, I think, 2 really solid matches and then ultimately a really good final.
Yeah.
No matter who makes it. So
Mirai versus Natsupoi. I think
Mirai's winning.
I think Mirai is also going to win. The Bushiroad story makes it feel like maybe Natsupoi.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Natsupoi is very marketable.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
Unagi is too, so that's why I'm very confused. Yeah. Like, Unagi's very marketable. She's older, technically, but maybe I don't think that matters.
Maybe it does.
I don't know, man. I was like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
The match that they decided to stick their nose into was this one?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, if they demanded Julia beat Koguma, I would have been like, okay, that makes sense, I guess. But no, they said Natsupoi has to beat Unagi's ass, and she did.
Very interesting match. And then, of course, the other interesting match, you have the former tag team champions exploding. Kagama versus Hazuki.
They have a tag team title match the week after.
Well, we'll see after this show, won't we?
Hazuki's winning.
Yeah,
it's not even a question.
Kagama did beat Julia, though. Nah, Hazuki's winning.
She did by top rope elimination.
That's true. Gauntlet match: Julia, Maika, and Tekla versus Tam Nakano, Mina Shirakawa, and Unagi Sayaka versus Utami Hayashishita, Saya Kamitani, and Lady C versus Momo Watanabe, Starlight Kid, and Ruaka versus Mayu Iwatani, Saya Ida, and Momo Kogo versus Saki Kashima Arena and Fukigen Death.
Shout out Excalibur on that one. Good job, Ryan. This match has so many of their stars in it. It's very funny.
This is the classic Stardom match where we have all the other matches picked out, and we need to get everyone else on the show.
There's a lot of important people that had to get on the show.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Tekla.
This will probably take like 30 fucking minutes.
They had to get Tekla on the show. Do you think it'll be better or worse than the Impact Tag Team Title Gauntlet match?
It'll be better. No matter what, it'll be better. Julia, Tekla, and Maika will definitely win. They're by far the strongest trio.
This isn't for the titles either, so this is probably...
It's just a match.
I was going to say just a match, but maybe...
Nope.
Indirectly a number one contenders match.
Nope.
Really?
Micah holds the title, so no.
But if
they lose,
then maybe you could argue maybe it's an indirect,
perhaps, but I don't think they're gonna lose. So
Utami and Saya Kamatani and Lady C win. Be fun.
They already challenged for the titles. I don't think so.
Oh, then we do Mayu, Saya, and Momo.
You can do that one.
Let's get Saya in there. I'm a big Saya fan.
Well, they already have a way to tie challenging. It's Momo, Starlight Kid, and Saki already challenged.
High speed title match. Azumi defending her title against Mei Saruga.
Oh yeah, this should be cool. I'm excited to see Azumi can do pretty much can wrestle a great match with anybody. I decided this week if I was to show a non-wrestling fan a match currently, I'd probably just pick a high-speed match by Azumi. Because, like, if you watch them, I don't know how you can think anything, but holy shit, that was cool.
Yeah.
And then this should be a lot of fun. I'm interested to see what May does in the big spot. Yeah,
I'm more interested seeing Mei Saruga here. I'm very intrigued to see what that will look like. Well, I guess we'll find out. I don't think she's winning, obviously, but I'm very intrigued to see what Mei Saruga can do in this spot. Because if she does great, then maybe we'll see more Mei in Stardom.
Mei is good. I really enjoy Mei.
Tournament final. We're thinking Hazuki versus Mirai.
Yeah,
I'm going Hazuki.
I think Hazuki's winning, but honestly, I will not doubt the Soul Warrior herself. Mirai's great. I'm a very big Mirai fan. If you follow me on Twitter, you kind of get the idea.
Yep.
But I definitely think it's better for her growth if she loses.
Now, what if it is Hazuki versus Natsupoi?
I still think Hazuki wins.
Bushiroad stepping in. We're getting Poi all the way, baby. World of Stardom title match: Shuri versus Himika.
Shuri's winning.
Little news on Twitter. A lot of people got excited about this match on Twitter. Suddenly last week.
It'll be a good match. It'll be a very good match. Himika's been waiting for the opportunity. Shuri's definitely winning, and then I'm sure we'll get a big challenge of some sort afterward for the pay-per-view. I think they have a pay-per-view at the end of the month. They have a pay-per-view start off the month, but that is main evented by Saya and Micah, so that should that'll fucking roll too.
Where's Kairi?
Good question. She's chilling. She'll probably be. I think she'll be on the next big pay-per-view. They kind of have two separate pay-per-views here, where the tournament final sells itself, and then the Fukuoka one's just kind of like, well, Konami's on the show, and we got Saya versus Micah, which is a big match, and you can do these, and it's in Fukuoka. It's not like they're trying to sell a big Tokyo spot. So I'm sure she'll be back maybe at the end of the month.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting Kairi's there.
It's also very interesting.
She just had the two matches that was like, see ya.
Wasn't there that Wrestling Observer report saying that
Just what?
The Wrestling Observer report saying that the pay-per-view buys of the best and top shows were like on par with normal Stardom shows? I believe I read that.
I thought it said attendance.
It could have also been attendance.
I think it might have been attendance. Because one, it's a 2-night show. Two, I think it had to be attendance because no, I'm not saying Dave can't find the pay-per-view numbers, but I have doubts on that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find it. That is, that's pretty much it. That's Stardom. That's this Friday. So I'm interested. Oh, apparently also Dave reported that Kairi suffered a ruptured eardrum.
Yeah.
So that's also probably the reason why she's not here.
Yeah, they were probably okay. You know what? Take it chill. She's not going to be full time, but it is interesting to see what's next for her. I could see her challenge Saya after the match with Micah.
That seems possible.
assuming Saya wins.
That's I would I think that seems.
But they also have the Cinderella winner, who could also challenge. So it'll be interesting to see.
That's pretty much the show. I mean, do we want to talk about AAA Triple Mania?
We could probably speed through it in 5 minutes. So yeah, go ahead.
We'll Excalibur through it. Starting off, we got your tag team match. We got El Hijo. So we got a bunch of stuff. This tournament, they're gonna have a tournament where the Copa Triple Mania XXX match. I don't know Spanish. Ruleta de la Muerte quarterfinal match.
Muertes?
No, it's just Muerte. Muert. It's basically what it is. It is a tournament where it's a bunch of masked wrestlers. Where the loser of the match will continue on, and the overall loser of the entire tournament will be losing their masks. So someone on the show is getting unmasked, and that is huge. That's huge all in of itself. So we have in our couple matches here, we got Ultimo Dragon, that guy, versus Pentagon Jr. We got Villano 4 versus LA Park. We got El Rayo del Holistico Jr., big legend in Mexico, versus Blue Demon Jr.
Big legend in Mexico.
We got El Kennick.
A lot of legends, huh?
Versus Psycho Clown. Yeah, it definitely feels like we're getting a legend mask removal. I don't think we're getting Pentagon losing his mask.
No.
Or Psycho Clown losing a mask. Now, on the other hand, what is very interesting is that you would almost think that you would maybe have want to have like a Pentagon or Psycho Clown thing, but then to have a good match because it's probably be your main event.
And add some hype to it that Psycho Clown might lose his mask.
Yeah, so
I can see Psycho Clown being that final.
Yeah, I can see Pentagon winning his match. I can see Park winning his match. Blue Demon I can see winning. Maybe Psycho Clown loses. I don't know. It's very interesting. The fact that as losers move forward and you want to have it to still be an exciting match, presumably it is AAA. It makes the whole thing more interesting to me.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea of who could be losing their mask? Do you know? Do you care?
I have no clue.
Me neither.
That's the one thing about that is the one thing for me about these shows, AAA shows. I never know what's going on. I just watch it. I just watch it and hope to figure it out along the way.
I'm super excited for it. I've been loving it. Show. I've been loving it, despite how crazy and stupid it is.
Have you seen FTR versus Dragon Lee and Drilistico?
I haven't. I want to.
They posted on YouTube. Oh, I just watched it this week. It was really good.
I'm watching that today. Three-way tag team match: Octagon Jr. and Sexy Star. No, not that Sexy Star.
You get me every time.
Versus Latigo and Maravilla versus Ty Conti and Sammy Guevara.
That's so sad. That's so sad.
So Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti making another AAA appearance here.
What do you mean another?
This is I think they're like second time in AAA now.
They're probably gonna win, right?
Yes, they've previously won the Giro anniversary show. Giro, I don't know. Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti versus Black Danger and Viva Vaughn. Hold on, Viva Vaughn?
Sammy Guevara.
And Dynamico and Sexy Star. So they've been in AAA before. This will be their second show in AAA. I imagine they'll get the win.
Yeah. Lucha.
I'm very interested about this match. Three-way tag team match again. Johnny Superstar. You remember him. And Taurus.
Are you gonna add like that he is John Morrison? Or are you just gonna assume people know?
I just assume everyone Johnny something. I'm just gonna assume at this point that everyone knows
Johnny something.
Oh man, Jake something and Johnny something.
What's my name? You didn't say it.
Sammy Guevara.
You should say what
Johnny Superstar and Taurus taking on the team of Dragon Lee and Drilistico. Taking on the team of Laredo Kid and mystery opponent.
Here comes Willie back.
The man's huge. The man's big in Mexico. I don't blame him.
He is.
Bring him
He
in.
is.
Why not? I'm very excited about that match. I'm legit actually very intrigued to watch that match.
Lucha,
baby. 6-man tag team match. Bandito, Pagano, and Taya Valkyrie, the new AAA Reigns champion, versus Andrade, El Idolo, Cybernetico.
Andrade, I never win a feud.
Cybernetico, and Deonna Purrazzo. This entire card, I'm really interested. I'm psyched about this entire card, honestly.
Well, I hope you know.
Yeah. Every match I'm interested in some
I just want you to know, AAA shows, unfortunately, don't hit every match. So there's going to be something in here. You're like, oh, well, that sucked. But
that's fine.
But there is a lot of really good stuff on here, and I'm excited for it.
I'm very interested.
I'll watch this because it'll probably be Lucha Insanity.
Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely going to watch this main event. Tag team match. Vikingo.
The main event.
Vikingo and Phoenix. Your best of the Super Juniors participant, Phoenix. Versus the Young Bucks.
I think there's I think there is a 30% chance this match does not exactly happen. We don't know if Phoenix is ready.
Let's see. Has he wrestled any matches?
No,
he has not. This would be his first match back.
And we know he wouldn't hold up, so that's good. But you just never really know, do you?
You never truly know. This, of course, is happening this Saturday, 4:30.
This is very Wait, excuse me?
It's happening. The show is happening this Saturday, 4:30.
At 4:30?
The date, 4:30?
Oh, I thought you said it happening at 4:30 in the day. I was like, damn.
That'd be awesome.
That was sick. It's happening at 9 p.m. Eastern, so it's actually the complete opposite.
And it's the first of 3 Triple Mania shows, so it's also, like you said.
Is there a regular Triple Mania show?
No, they're doing Triple Mania is just gonna be the course of 3 because it's their 30th anniversary. Monterrey, Tijuana, and Mexico City. So this one's happening this Saturday. Tijuana will be happening in June 18th. They obviously don't have anything announced for that yet. And then the last one, Mexico City, is going to be in October 15th. So we have some ways away.
So is the tournament just one night matches and then it'll continue the next show? Okay.
It's the tournament. The loser loses a mask tournament that is all tonight.
You ever think about how much the title in AAA doesn't fucking matter?
Of course, it's not even being defended here.
It's never defended. No one cares about it.
No title is being defended on.
They don't care about any of their titles, to be fair.
But to be also fair to AAA, which their insanity in booking it happens all the time, this show is probably going to sell because of the tournament. Someone is losing the mask. That's
Lucha. That's Lucha. Lucha.
That's so Lucha. It's the future Conan.
All right, match of the week, Ryan.
I thought it was pretty good.
Let's wrap it up.
Match of the match of the week.
Boy howdy, match of the
week. Whip crack. Match of the week. Boy howdy. I gotta do some sort of audio cue.
Did you ever watch the rest of Windy City Riot?
I'm making my way through it. I watched the rest of the stuff.
Christ.
I have 2 matches left. It's been a rough week at work. I'll admit it.
Happens, unfortunately.
Happens to the best of us. I haven't even watched Rampage yet. I watched all of night 1 of Cinderella tournament. That's what I did at work.
That's hilarious.
That's how behind I am. Work sucks right now. So if I were going to talk about something that would be my match of the week, it would probably be
let's get ready to say it. Sorry, you made the sound. I couldn't not do it.
It will probably be Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta versus Brock Anderson, Dante Martin, and Lee Moriarty.
When's the last time your match of the week wasn't?
Oh, sorry, my mistake. It would actually be CM Punk versus Dustin Rhodes.
I repeat, when was the last time your match of the week wasn't AEW?
a great
Like
question.
the fuse.
Like the fuse. Say the
My
move.
match of the week
Like the fuse. Say the move.
My match of the week is Trent Seven and Tyler Bate versus Ashton Smith and Oliver Carter from NXT. Ook.
I saw that you tweeted about that saying it was a really good match.
Yeah, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate are very good still.
Mm-hmm.
I did see the spoilers though for NXT UK and what's happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell, man? Spoiler alert for all the NXT UK diehards that listen to this, so none. Trent Seven's turning heel, which you actually get a glimpse of in this match, so it's actually going to be interesting storytelling. But that means we're going to get Tyler Bate versus Trent Seven once, so that would probably be really good.
Can Tyler Bate win that feud and finally move to the States?
Do you really want him on NXT 2.0? He's going to be fucking Gerald motherfucker.
They're bringing over Ben Carter. like why is Tyler Bate still over there?
That's just clearly like their way to get him over.
Also, is Ben Carter just coming over just kind of like what they did with A Kid for like a couple of weeks? Like, also, where's A Kid? What happened to the man?
He's probably going to come back as the kid. The man.
El Kid.
Man. El Kiddo. No, everyone's gonna get some shitty name. I'm already upset that Tyler Bate's gonna be Butch's brother named Fred.
A Kid did come back to the UK. He was in a TV taping match. That's good.
Yeah, Lash Legend was also on it. So
was Ivy Nile.
Ivy Nile's cool.
It was. I saw the TV taping. It was Ivy Nile versus Meiko Satomura, and I was like, "All right."
Lash Legend's legitimately terrible. So, like, she's maybe the worst signed wrestler in professional wrestling. That's not sugar.
I like how you clarified signed.
Oh yeah, she has a contract with a company.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't.
Anything to plug? What was your match? Yeah, you already said your match will be. What? Anything to plug, Scotty?
Follow me at Scotty Wrestling on Twitter. I have new YouTube thingies happening on Fight Game Media's YouTube page. Nice Q&A up there. I think the big question was, what was Momo Watanabe's ceiling as a heel? That was one of the big questions, as well as, will Stardom run a Tokyo Dome show prior to 2025? And there was probably there's 5 questions on there, and I only happen to remember. Oh, and another good one was what Gaijins fit in the current world of Stardom. Mm-hmm. I think that was an interesting one as well. So go check that out on the YouTube page. It's also at the end of the podcast episode if you are on Fight Game Media, but that is for free. So go check out the free one if you'd like. Poo-poo.
I'm gonna plug myself at Ryan Knightsey on Twitter, but I'm also going to plug Glory Pro Wrestling. They're having a show tonight, live at the pageant. St. Louis got hit pretty hard. No, I don't. I'm just shouting them out. St. Louis got hit pretty hard with dumb athletic commission stuff. So Glory Pro is having their show at the pageant, which is going to be very expensive for them, free tonight, live on YouTube.
It's free too?
It's on YouTube for free. You can watch it on YouTube. Bell starts at 5 p.m. I assume St. Louis time.
Let's see this card. Glory.
I got a card right in front of you. Ready? Here we go. We got Jake Something versus Minoru Suzuki.
Fuck yeah!
We got Grindhouse, formerly Besties in the World, versus Dan the Dad and Danhausen. We got
what's my name?
Danhausen. We got Mike Outlaw versus Davey Richards for the Glory Pro title.
I don't know who that is.
Davey Richards, he's a guy that used to be in the Wolves.
Not him.
Tootie Lynn versus Allie Catch. This match was going to be AJ Gray. This match was going to be AJ Gray versus Brody King, but they announced today that Brody King won't be able to make the show. So AJ Gray versus somebody. Cody Lane, who had a really good match at Glory Pro Cemetery Gates versus Dan the Dad. I thought that was actually a really good match.
Dan the Dad.
Yes.
Guy's name
versus Dante Martin. versus Kenny Alfonso, who was a guy that I thought was fantastic in Terminus 2 during that 4-way eliminator match.
Terminus.
Yeah. Terminus, well, yeah, whatever.
Is that dead?
No, they're doing the Battle Pro Slam thing tonight. There's a show tonight. That's the sister promotion that just came out of nowhere. I got an email about it from the Eventbrite Terminus page that was like, "Hey, Terminus fans, go see this show tonight." I was like, "Oh, those tickets aren't selling, man." We got technical difficulties versus the Hustle and the Muscle for the tag team titles. We got Camaro Jackson versus Rohit Raju. And we have Laney Luck versus Matt Nix versus Effie versus Ethan Price. So we got some interesting stuff here on Glory Pro Wrestling tonight, live on YouTube. Go help them out. Go help Glory Pro Wrestling pay for those stupid athletic commissions, fines, and not fines, but just dumb bullshit. So yeah, definitely go check that out. That's my recommendation.
Listen, you sold me. You sold me with the one match. I'm gonna have to watch it.
It's all, the entire show is for free, so go check it out. Go support local indie wrestling. Go
something.
It's Jake something.
Big fan of Jake something
versus Minoru Suzuki. That should be pretty good. That is it for this week's episode of Ring Post Radio. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Drizzly, of course.
Shout out Drizzly.
Shout out Drizzly. Get some alcohol delivered to you. Fast 5.
They make Ring Post Radio nights great.
Yes, they do. Well, we should just do a run next episode. We just do a run or next cycle of advertising. We just do a run of nights episodes where we get stuff delivered during the show. That'll be fun. So appreciate Drizzly. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate all of you for allowing us. We didn't talk about it. We got sponsors. So because of listeners like you that have gotten us to that point. So we really appreciate it. Keep up the great work of telling people about the show, tweeting about the show. We'll obviously talk about it with you all. And we'll talk to you next week. I think that's it. Anything else to say, Scotty?
No.
Beautiful.